So, who are you and what are we talking about today?
My name is Chris Gray. I'm a software design engineer for Microsoft and the Windows CE networking team. I wanted to show you guys a pretty neat project we have in Platform Builder called Terminal Server Client. It uses the Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP, to connect to a server machine like a Windows Server 2003 or a Windows XP Professional computer. The purpose of the technology is so that you can remote the desktop, the display, the mouse, the keyboard, and even audio from your server to an inexpensive device. So I'm going to show you the three machines that we've got involved here today. One of them will be my development machine, one of them will be a server, and in my case I'm going to be using Windows XP Professional, but you could be using 2003 Server or Windows Server 2000. And then the third will be an inexpensive device called an ICOP, which is one of our development platforms that's inexpensive. It's got a lot of hardware, nice hardware in it. It's 128 meg of RAM. It's got a x86 compatible processor and video and audio. So I'm going to swing around here. This machine is my development machine. It'll be running Windows CE Platform Builder version 5.0. This display is from my server. This is the second one. This is running Windows XP Professional, and this will be the machine that we remote the desktop to.
And that's an image that you put up in the corner there.
Yeah, I drew that. my artwork. And then the third machine we have here is the display, keyboard, and mouse for this ICOP, which is this little device. If you notice on the back, it's got serial. That's just used for debugging. It has audio. It has video, network, and keyboard and mouse. But if you notice, it's very small and it's very inexpensive. I believe Mike can confirm it. It's about $180, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
So what this can be used for, a really cool application of the terminal server client, is like in a library or a small office or anywhere where you've got a lot of people using computing resources, but you don't necessarily have the budget or resources to manage a big lab. So for example, in a library, you could have Windows 2003 server in the back office, that's locked, and then you've got multiple terminal server clients using these ICOP devices or a device similar to the ICOP that were very inexpensive. So if someone stole one, it wouldn't be breaking the bank, but also it's not something that you have to configure. The ICOP device doesn't have any persistent state. It just connects to the server. So the idea is you have your assistant administrator or whoever in the office draws the shortest straw to configure the 2003 server and buy the CALs and configure everything.
What is a CAL?
A CAL's it's like a license for a piece of software. I don't remember what it stands for. Mike, do you remember the
Client access license?
Client access license, but that's what you have to buy in order to do this. So if you have 20 terminal server machines like this, you have to buy 20 CALs. But this has got a lot of benefit. If one of these devices breaks, you can just replace it with another one. There's no configuration. So let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to go to Platform Builder and just kind of give you a walkthrough of what we're up to. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here in Platform Builder is to build the project. It's very simple. This is one of our pre-built configurations, so this doesn't take any work really. You just file, then new platform. That'll bring up a dialog box. Just simply click next. Type in what you want to call it. I'll call it RDP video. Click next. Then here you choose your BSP. The BSP is the board support package. It's the hardware that you're going to want to use. So for this, I'm going to use the emulator and the ICOP. The emulator is a x86 based emulator that we ship with Platform Builder. It's very handy if you just want to download the evaluation edition of Platform Builder and just try out what we're doing here. I'm going to click next. And just to show you how easy this is, it's actually one of the base templates. I'm just going to choose Windows 10 Client. I'm going to click next. And you can just browse through here and add and subtract features if you'd like. For example, you could add Internet Explorer. I don't really care on mine. I just want the standard. But there are lots of options. And actually, that's all I want. So I'm just going to click Finish. But feel free to browse through and add other options if you'd like. And then I'm going to click Finish again. So that's it. That's all it takes to build this terminal server client, or to construct it. I guess now all we need to do is to link it all together into an image that we can put onto the iCop or use on the emulator. To do that, all you have to do is go to Build OS, and then sysgen. And that's all. It takes about 5-10 minutes, and when that's done, you'll have an NK bin file, and that file is what you will use on the iCop or on the emulator to actually run the image.
Okay, so just while that's building, can we take a look at the terminal server client that ships on Windows XP, so we can then compare the experience between that and the Windows CE version when that's finished building? Sure.
So going back to, if you remember, we had the my development machine here, and then we had the server, which had the funny little smiley face on it. So what I'm going to do in Windows is run start, run, and then MSTSC. That's Microsoft Terminal Service Client, and then hit return. And then this UI will ask me for the computer that I want to connect to. And in my case, I want to connect to a machine called CHGray XP. So if you want to browse around, there are some interesting options. You can choose the resolution, for example, or the color depth. There are lots of options, but all I care about is that it's 800 by 600, just so it'll fit in a window, and that we're connecting to CHGray XP. And then I'm going to click connect. And then you'll notice that a window came up. I'm going to move it a little bit, just wiggle it, just to show that it's in a window. And then I'm going to type in my username, my password. Now, if you remember, we had that funny looking smiley face. That's now here on my machine. And I can doodle here. And that's actually happening on the server. It's just I'm getting the display, the remoted display, remoted keyboard.
And the Windows XP machine that you were using is now looking like it's locked.
Right. And so this is one of the interesting differences between 2003 Server and Windows XP Professional. XP Professional will only allow you to do one machine like this, so only one person can be connected to the server. But if you were to buy 2003 Server, you could actually have quite a few connections, and they would all run exactly the same, except for everybody would see their own private session. And you can quickly see how this is very handy for system administration type tasks. Where if you were to have a 2003 server in the back, let's say for file serving, but you don't have a monitor or keyboard just for space reasons or for money reasons, you can terminal server into that machine to configure it. All right, well, so let's flip over the iCop, and I'll show you how Windows CE can be involved in this.
Okay.
All right, so now that the image is built for the iCop, we need to download it to the actual device. So what that involves is using a iCop that's configured with a image we call eBoot that will broadcast on the network, you know, hello, I'm here, and then Platform Builder will see that and then transmit an image to the iCop to be booted.
Yeah, in this case, the iCop that we're using has got a compact IDE flash module that when you turn it on, just goes straight into the bootloader. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
So it actually, technically it boots MS-DOS, and then DOS will load eBoot, which will initialize the network driver and then send out the bootme packets.
Okay.
All right, so I've got the device configured. If you go to Target, Connectivity Options, oh, it's just a little slow. I've chosen the iCop device over Ethernet, so you can download it Ethernet, transport Ethernet, and I've pre-configured it for that particular device. So all I've got to do now is hit Target, Attach Device. All right, so now if I can get Mike to swing over here, we'll download the image. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is going to turn the device on, and then what will happen is Platform Builder will start sending out the bootme packets. And this just takes a second or so. Okay, and then the device boots. Now, one thing to notice or to note is that if you're using this device for real, like in the library, it will boot very quickly. It only takes just a second or two to boot, and if you think about all the things that just had to happen, I had to click on some buttons on my XP machine. I had to turn the device on. It had to boot up. It had to send bootmes to Platform Builder. Platform Builder had to load the file and send it over. There's a lot of work that it had to do, and it still booted very rapidly. If you had this in ROM, it would happen almost instantly. All right, so this is our our Windows Thin Client Setup wizard. This just is a wizard to make it a little easier for people to configure. I'm just going to click Next a couple times, and at this point you can configure the time and all things like that, display settings, but everything should be just right out of the box okay. I'm going to click Finish through the wizard. All right, so now I'm going to click Connect, and if you remember from before, the server's name was chgray XP, and then I'm going to click Connect. And very quickly it loads up with what you'll recognize as a Windows XP window and a login prompt. Oh, I think I typed the wrong password here. Okay, so now we're back into the exact same screen that we saw before from Windows XP, the server side. We have the same terminal screen, and it's the same session. I can keep drawing here, and I guess that's really all there is to show for this RDP. At this point, you could load regular Windows programs, if Word or Internet Explorer or any other Windows application.
Well, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else about RDP that you want to tell us?
I think that's pretty much it, unless you have anything on your mind.
Well, the only thing that I had on my mind was, I guess we just moved into a new office, is that right?
Just today. It's as clean as it can get.
Very good. Thanks.
Thanks.